Greetings, Android enthusiasts. This is Clayton with AndroidAuthority.com. Today I'm going to bring you a head-to-head comparison of the brand spanking new Samsung Galaxy S3 versus the OG Samsung Galaxy Nexus. Now I have the unlocked version, the international version of the Samsung Galaxy S3, and I've got the CDMA Verizon version of the Samsung Galaxy Nexus. So before we dig too deep into these two phones, we'll just go over some of their specs. The Galaxy S3, being a little newer, is going to come out on top in this area. But we'll just go through it for the heck of it. So to start off, the Galaxy Nexus has a 4.65-inch Super AMOLED display, and the resolution on that is 720 by 1280p. And the Galaxy S3 has a 4.8-inch Super AMOLED display, also with a resolution of 720 by 1280. Now, we do have a difference. The Samsung Galaxy Nexus has 316 pixels per inch, so you get a nice clear image. And you get a clear image on the Samsung Galaxy S3 as well, but it's only 306 pixels per inch. So there's about 10 pixels per inch more on the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, but the Samsung Galaxy S3 is made out of Corning Gorilla Glass. Now, the Samsung Galaxy Nexus has 1 GB of RAM, and so does the Galaxy S3, but the Galaxy Nexus is running a dual-core 1.2 GHz Cortex-A9 processor, the TI OMAP chipset, and the GS3 has a quad-core 1.4 GHz Cortex-A9 with the Exynos chipset. Now, I've got a case on both of these phones, but I'll just pop that off so we can get a good look at what these look like in all their glory there. And got a low battery on this thing. We'll just take this out and take the Galaxy Nexus out of its case. So as you can see here, these are our two phones. They're just about as thick as each other at the top of the Galaxy Nexus, at least. Then the bottom of the Galaxy Nexus gets a little bulbous because I am running a extended battery. I'll get into that in a minute. Anyways, this is our top view. On the Galaxy S3, we have our headphone jack on top. We've got that on the bottom of our Galaxy Nexus, and our micro USB port is on the bottom for both. Our volume rocker is on the same side. We've got the up and down, of course, and so is our power button. But the Galaxy Nexus has our 3-pin dock connector right there. Anyways, if you see, we'll turn this up like this. If you can catch that, the Galaxy Nexus does have a curved glass screen. So it's not the Corning Gorilla Glass, but it is curved. It's a really nice, sexy look there. Anyways, on the back of the Galaxy Nexus, we've got a 5-megapixel rear-facing camera with a maximum resolution of 2592 by 1944 pixels. And then on the back of the Samsung Galaxy S3, we've got an 8-megapixel rear-facing camera with a maximum resolution of 3264 pixels by 2448. Now, they both record in 1080p, and they both have LED flash. The front-facing camera on the Galaxy S3 is a 1.9 megapixel, capable of 720p video capture, and the Galaxy Nexus is a 1.3 megapixel, also capable of 720p. Within these two phones, we've got a 1750 milliamp battery in the Galaxy Nexus. I am running the extended, but the original battery is 1750 milliamps. And the Samsung Galaxy S3 is a 2100 milliamp battery. So if we're running the stock battery configurations on each phone, the Galaxy S3 will beat out the Samsung Galaxy Nexus. Okay, so both of these devices are running the Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich operating system. The Galaxy Nexus is pure vanilla Android. It's the pure AOSP Android open source project build. There's no carrier overlay. There is no manufacturer overlay. But the Galaxy S3 has the TouchWiz overlay by Samsung. So we'll just unlock both of these phones. And as you can see here, the icons and the soft keys are in a little bit of different place on each. The soft keys are all available on screen for the Galaxy Nexus. And then we have our physical home button as well as our capacitive menu and back buttons. Now on the Galaxy Nexus, we can open our recent apps by pressing the Recents button and, of course, swipe to remove. And then we do the same just by pressing the home button and holding on the Galaxy S3. But with the TouchWiz overlay, we get to access the Task Manager, and also we can just choose to remove all. Clear our memory that way. Now, being that these devices are each the Android 4.0 operating system, the only differences in the user interface are going to be due to the Galaxy S3 running TouchWiz. So from the home screen, we'll just go through some of the basic software features of each of these devices. We've got our status bar, our drop-down notification bar here. And on the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, I do have it rooted, so there are some external toggles, extra, aftermarket stuff. And on the Galaxy S3, we have our TouchWiz themed toggles and whatnot. But on each device, we can easily access the settings by simply pressing the two settings menus. Within the menu, we have our noticeable differences in TouchWiz with the colorful icons over here as compared to the gray and blue usual user interface of the Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich operating system. We have our Wi-Fi options, our Bluetooth. We do have data usage on both, of course. Basically the exact same thing. And we can go down. I have my ROM control because this is a rooted device. The Galaxy S3 is rooted as well, but I don't have a custom ROM running right now. We've got our sound, display, storage options. Now, one thing I do like about the Samsung Galaxy Nexus is that you can change the device's brightness simply by pulling down the status bar here, and you can just control it like that. Now, with the Samsung Galaxy S3, I have a complaint that there is no master brightness control. We can go to our brightness here and change it like that, but if we were to go to a web page, we would have to change the brightness right here through brightness and colors. So changing the brightness on the main screen of the device or through the settings menu does not change the master brightness of the device. But anyways, we'll just go through some of the rest of this stuff. We have our power saving feature on the Samsung Galaxy S3 that we're lacking on the Galaxy Nexus. We can view our battery statistics, how long they've lasted and whatnot, what's been using the battery, basic features of the Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich operating system. We have our developer options on both, which allows us to select 2D hardware acceleration and whatnot. If we go to the About device, we're seeing that we run Android 4.0.4 on each of them. Okay, so we'll just open the camera on each of these devices. Unable to use flash. But anyways, we'll just go and we'll see which one can actually take a photo faster. The Galaxy Nexus was originally marketed to have 0 shutter lag, which it holds true to that. See, all those are pictures I'm taking right now. And they take them just about as fast. Both extremely fast. Now if we go to our settings on the Galaxy Nexus, we have our scene settings, we've got our white balance options there, and then we can set it manually right here. And we have our flash mode, but that's basically all we have besides the picture size and whatnot. We have a lot more options on the Samsung Galaxy S3, such as like self-portrait. We have our single shot shooting mode. We can also put that into HDR, burst shot, panorama, which was one of the features on the Samsung Galaxy Nexus. We have our exposure value. We can choose whether or not we want autofocus, macro, or face detection. We have our, this is actually another way to access those options. Then we have our front-facing cameras, of course, on both. And then during video recording on both of these devices, we can take pictures simultaneously. So from the video recorder, and we are recording the video. On the Galaxy Nexus, we simply tap the screen, it's taking a picture, and then we simply tap the picture icon on the Galaxy S3. Anyways, that was the camera, you guys. The Galaxy Nexus has pretty nice pictures for 5 megapixels, but the Galaxy S3 has better image quality with its 8 megapixels. Okay, so we'll just do a browser comparison now. Both of these basically have the same browsing features, but the TouchWiz overlay on the Samsung Galaxy S3 does make a slight difference. Anyways, we're on Google with both of these, and when we pull down, we can access our URL bar as well as our bookmarks and our tabs. Now on the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, we have our options and our menu right here, and I also have the soft key for it. So when we bring those up, we have the option to refresh, bookmarks, save to bookmarks, request the desktop site, basically all the same stuff over here, except if we have some brightness controls. We can access our downloads, so we can print, and we can create our new windows and bookmarks from here. Now anyways, when we open up our tabs on the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, we can just add like that, click our tabs utility, and they come up in this fashion, sort of like the recent apps. And then on the Samsung Galaxy S3, we add them and they're in a page utility, kind of like how they are in the HTC Sense. Now anyways, we scroll through like this. On the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, we go up and down, and to remove a tab, we can simply swipe it to the left. On the Galaxy S3, we must press the little minus button there. Anyways, they're basically the exact same, you know. They each have the labs under the developmental settings. There's that, labs. And on here we have our labs. And we can use our quick controls on each. Go back to our web page. And now on each we can bring our thumb in, access the new tab, our tab manager, new window, bookmarks, and menu. Same with on the Galaxy S3. Same thing. So the browser is basically the exact same, guys. You're not really going to get that much varying in browsers unless you're running an extreme overlay. Now the TouchWiz is not that extreme. Basically keeps true to the Android open source project browser. Now anyways, just some final thoughts on these two phones. Of course, being the vanilla Google flagship device, the Galaxy Nexus does have massive developer support. And a lot of the features of the Galaxy S3 have, in fact, been ported over to the Galaxy Nexus already. You can check out our video on the GS3 add-on pack for the Galaxy Nexus. And, of course, you can overclock the Galaxy Nexus to a stable 1.4 gigahertz. And that brings it to the same speed as the Galaxy S3. The Galaxy S3 is quad-core, and you can also overclock this. I have, in fact, been able to get it stably up to 1800 megahertz, 1.8 gigahertz. So you can see I do that right now, and I can scroll all the way through. There's our 14 megahertz. I'll just set it at 1500 megahertz. Okay, so another thing to keep in mind, guys, is that the Galaxy Nexus is available in the GSM Unlocked version. It's also available for Sprint and Verizon in the US. And that's going to be the case for the Samsung Galaxy S3, but we'll probably see a dual-core variant in those models. But this is the GSM Unlocked version. The GS3 is a better phone spec-wise, but they're both very, very good phones. They're very capable. They'll outperform a lot of users' needs. And they're both just really nice. They've got pretty similar specs, except for the Galaxy S3 has a better processor. And the Galaxy S3 is newer. But both of these phones are hits. They're great devices. They're Android, so I would check one of them out. Pick one up, you guys. They both work fine. So stay tuned to AndroidAuthority.com for more comparison videos and everything else Android.